So let's go ahead and get into the main purpose of this video, which is trying to figure out exactly like what's going on with tax refunds in 2021. Why do you think so many people are still waiting to receive their tax refund? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean with Life Accounting, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We have a very special video because I am sitting down with a former IRS representative, also someone who has done over thousands of taxes throughout his career, and he's also my dad. And in this video, he's gonna help us understand what's happening with the tax refunds in 2021. So Dad, welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, glad to be here. How are you doing?
Doing awesome, doing awesome. So let's go ahead and dive right into some things. So let's start with your role with the IRS. What exactly did you do throughout your time with them?
The 5 years I was at the Internal Revenue Service, I was a tax examiner.
Okay, so what does a tax examiner do?
Well, we code and edit, and what I mean by code and edit, so we kind of, have to make a determination on if the filing status is correct. Is this a non-resident alien report? We also may have to determine, are the W-2s and income reported accurate. Signature need to be on the return for both taxpayers, not just one. We have to correspond. We have a different color sticker for corresponding. That means that you're gonna ask a taxpayer for certain information.
Okay.
Send it back to them.
So essentially what you did was you reviewed tax returns that came in through the IRS. You made sure that it was quality assured, it was accurate, and then based on that information, if you needed to, you would prepare IRS tax letters to be sent to that particular taxpayer. Is that
correspondent, what we call it, yes.
Okay, correspondence.
Correspondent for the information.
So tell everybody, how long did you do that for, and what period of time were you doing that?
Approximately 5 years, during 1990 and 1995.
So I'm assuming during that time you were doing a lot of different mail-in returns and dealt with a lot of paper and stuff like that. Is that right?
Yeah, it was more paper back then than it is today, even though a lot of people still believe in mailing their return in. Old school people, the people over 55, they believe in mailing returns in, so they still doing that. That's why they still have 25 million returns from 2019 still to process. Yes, we had software. I think back in the 90s, early 90s, software was just hitting the market.
Gotcha.
So we did have a tremendous amount on mail-in return.
So let's go ahead and get into the main purpose of this video, which is trying to figure out exactly like what's going on with tax refunds in 2021. Why do you think so many people are still waiting to receive their tax refund?
Well, there's several reasons. The first reason I would mention would be you have an aging computer system. You have a limited amount of staff working due to a budget cut for almost 8 years, from 2010 to 2018. Do
you know how big that budget cut was?
The budget cut was over 20%, or 20% or more.
Wow. So
for 8 straight years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So from 2010 to 2018, the IRS cut back their staff and their budgets by over 20%.
Over 20%.
Wow.
And the third reason would be a complicated 2020 return that consisted of a stimulus check or economic impact payment that had to be included with the return. Also, we must add that the worldwide illness had made things even more, the process even more slower.
Okay, in what ways?
Well, there was many ways. The staff wasn't able to be trained due to the illness, either from within or some other external sources.
And is that because a lot of people
working from home?
Right.
A lot of staff members working from home, and it was just hard to get a team trained when the team is not together for the most part.
And I'm also assuming that a lot of people, because of the worldwide sickness, either they were getting ill and they had to take time off work, or maybe their friends and their families that they really cared about also was getting ill. So that also probably added to the situation, right?
That's correct.
So in summary, there seems to be so many reasons why the tax payments could be delayed. It sounds like they're still doing a lot of returns for 2019,
Yeah,
Right.
over 20 million returns.
Wow.
For 2019 still being processed.
So they're still trying to do 2019 taxes. They've cut their staff and their budgets for almost 8 straight years. You have the worldwide sickness causing people working from home, being undertrained.
The aging computer system.
Aging computer system. So many reasons why the IRS could be experiencing these tax refund delays. So let's talk a little bit more about like the stimulus rebate situation. Why is that specifically causing so much tax refund delays? What do you think is happening with that?
For the most part, I think the economic impact payment, first of all, was updated on the return sometime in January or early February. And based on the answers to the question that's on the tax return, the dependents may have been claimed by a parent or someone else, and they got the economic impact payment or stimulus payment under that parent or someone else.
Wow.
So they got paid on that parent, and now they have now filing their own return in 2020, and they're asking them, did they receive the economic impact payment? And if they say no, and then they would get paid again after the parent already received the economic impact payment.
Wow. So double payment.
They get double payment.
Wow.
And it's causing a lot of problem with the processing.
Right. So that, as you know, I love examples. I love numbers, and I think our viewers appreciate that as well. So let's use a real example. Let's say that I'm a parent and I have a son. We'll call him Joe for simplicity. In 2020, of course, a lot of people got stimulus checks, and so as a parent, I would have got a stimulus check for myself, or should have, and then I would also have gotten a stimulus check for my son Joe. All right, so
that's correct.
I would have got maybe $600 for Joe. And now let's fast forward to 2021. I filed my taxes. I say I got my stimulus check. And then Joe also files his taxes. And he says that I did not get my stimulus check. And so the system would automatically try to give him a stimulus check because he hasn't received one.
That's correct.
Even though it's accurately stated that he did not receive one. So essentially, there's some double payments and a little bit of flaws going on with the tax system currently, is what you would say.
Well, it could be, I don't think it's flaws. It could be called that, but I think it's just a misunderstanding on the taxpayer or the tax preparer. How do you report that on the return? And a lot of them don't understand that, hey, they're not just asking you what you got, which is, if we use the first economic impact payment, for example, the taxpayer got $1,200, and the dependent of the taxpayer got another $500. All right, so $1,700 went to the taxpayer, and part of that was for the dependent. And a lot of them don't understand the report, the whole 17. They're only reporting the 1,200.
Right.
So therefore, it's underreported.
Right.
And on the other end, where the taxpayer say he did not receive it, the one that been claimed by the parent, he gonna get overpaid based on the fact that the parent already received the payment. You're correct.
Right.
You know, for that taxpayer. So there's a lot of that going on because the taxpayer and the taxpayer dependent is filing their own taxes. It create a problem.
Right.
It could be creating a problem with the system. The IRS could be redesigning the system. I don't know.
Right.
It could slow down the process.
So unknowingly, there's a lot of people who are either underestimating their tax refunds. There are some people that are overestimating their tax refunds.
That's right.
So behind the scenes, the IRS is trying to reconcile all of this information.
Yes.
And make sure people are getting the right amounts, if nothing else, right?
That could be.
There's
a lot of that may be going on.
Right.
But I think for the most part, it's a lack of resources, a lack of staff member, the aging computer system, and the 25 million paper return from 2019 that's still approximately over 20 million. So it could be up to 24 million, 25 million. The media had reported, 24 million when I last heard.
Okay.
But those are the things that's just slowing down the processing.
Right. So that's the cause, right? And the symptom is a lot of people are waiting on their tax refunds in 2021. So if someone is still waiting, it's been more than 21 days, and they're just trying to say, okay, what actions can I take to get my tax refunds? What steps would you advise someone to take if they're trying to get their tax refund in 2021?
Well, for the most part, you know, you do your research, you go online, where's my refund,
right,
and see what that would tell you. If your answer's not asked at that point, you call the IRS. If you can't reach someone at the Internal Revenue Service, or you're not satisfied with the answer you received, then you write them a certified letter, and those are the main 3 steps you could take.
Okay, so if somebody wants to, a lot of our viewers already try to get your refund and stuff. So if somebody wants to send a certified letter to the IRS, how can they do that? Like, where do they find the address, and then what exactly should they say in that letter?
Well, basically, the way you do that, you first go on the Internal Revenue Service website and get the address, and you basically just state your case. Make it plain and simple. Where's my refund? It's been over 20-something weeks, or however long it been, over 21 days. I'm sorry, not 21 weeks, but 21 days. But you want to state your case and make it plain and simple. Make sure you address it. You make sure you put the taxpayer name and social security number on there and your address.
Right.
You know, because the IRS would rarely call, they never really gonna call you, you know, unless you left a message for a particular person to call you that's been working on your case. So therefore, they're gonna communicate with you by mail.
Right.
You know, if you don't call them on the phone.
Okay, so let's talk about some reasons why people may not get their tax refund at all. So as we know, there could be a taxpayer who is showing on their tax return, I am owed a refund in 2021 because I have a refund rebate because I overpaid the IRS in taxes, so I should be getting a refund. But then we both know that maybe that person did not do their taxes correctly in 2019 or owes the government in 2018, or maybe they owe child support or alimony or lost some kind of lawsuit and their refunds are being garnished. Are those all scenarios that could also play a role in why someone won't get their refund in 2021? Of
course, some of the main reason that people have liens and they forward them to the IRS, the child support, student loan, alimony, past due Internal Revenue Service balances, and so forth. When that happens, it does create a problem for the refund that they look for. Either that refund going to be offset by the amount that you owe, or even that refund, it could be taken by student loan or child support agency. But for the most part, it's going to have to go to adjustment.
Right.
And adjustment going to make a determination. It's going to slow your process down, and may slow it down for so many days. Who knows? It depends on the resources that the adjustment is working with.
Right.
But it definitely won't be a timely process refund.
That's a lot of good information. Dad, I appreciate you doing this video with us.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
If you enjoyed the video, please like it. Tell us in the comment section below how you're feeling. Give us an update on where you are with your tax refund in 2021. And as always, we do videos every week, so please subscribe to our channel if you're interested in more content like this. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Sean, and I'll see you in our next video.